Hey guys, happy, what is it, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We have a special guest that's going to join us in a moment here on our live. We're going to wait for some people to show up first. We're just a little bit early, but we're going to have Nick Green from Thrive Market today. Do you love Thrive Market?
I love Thrive Market.
I love Thrive Market. They have such awesome products on there. It's a collection of curated products. It's food, it's makeup, it's supplements, cleaning supplies. They have all kinds of awesome stuff on their website. If you haven't checked it out, you can click the link in our profile. It'll take you right to Thrive Market. You'll save 25% off your first order. These guys are super cool. They've been around for a few years. They were backed by a lot of the paleo community when they launched. And they've just grown into this force for good in the community. We're so excited to have Nick here today with us. If you don't know about Thrive Market, it's a membership-based website, and you can get the lowest prices on these goods around, often 25 to 50% off. It is super for people who are looking to save money or people who don't have access to something like a Whole Foods around them. Their mission is to make healthy living easier and affordable for everyone.
We love that mission.
Yeah, it's super similar to our mission too, which is to make healthy cooking easier for people. They carry our spices on their website, so if you're a Thrive member, you can get Primal Palette spices from them too. So we are very excited to have Nick here with us today, and as soon as we see the notification on here.
Thrive Market is a game changer for me. We're so glad to hear that.
Yeah, we love those guys. So we're just waiting for Nick to join here. As soon as we see the notification, we're going to have him pop up. 3 people who comment on today's live, and you can comment on this after the live. It doesn't have to be while we're broadcasting. We know that some people can't just tune in while they're at work. 3 lucky commenters are going to win prizes from us and Thrive Market. We're giving away 2 Blends bundles.
Thrive is trying to join.
It looks like they're trying to join. I might be able to invite them, so let me just see if I can. I wasn't sure if that would work or not, but we'll see. So anyway, 3 people. There he is.
Hi.
Hey, it worked.
Can't hear you guys yet.
You can't hear us yet?
Now I can. Hey guys.
Okay. Great. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so excited you could join. We were just telling people that there's giveaway prizes. I'll recap them at the end. But anyway, if anyone who's watching can drop a comment below in this, tell us your favorite thing about Thrive Market, your favorite product that they carry, your favorite thing that Nick talks about today. We're going to pick 3 winners tomorrow after this concludes. So, Nick, we're so glad you're here. We were just talking about how much we love Thrive Market. We'd love to hear a little bit more about how things got started. You guys are super mission driven, so I was wondering if you could sort of talk a little bit about how that all came to be.
Yeah. It started with the mission. And as you said, our mission is really similar to yours. We want to make healthy living, healthy cooking, and healthy lifestyle accessible and affordable to anybody. And we thought it was crazy that 60% of American families don't live within driving distance of a health food store. And 80+% of those that do can't actually afford the premiums at your typical healthy retailer. So that was the first barrier we wanted to break down. It's just the economics of it, and then kind of the geography by shipping the best-selling products you find in places like Whole Foods all over the country to our members at wholesale prices. So we kind of combine the Whole Foods catalog with a Costco-like membership. We make our money as a business from the membership, $60 a year, and then our members get anywhere from 25 to 50% off most of the products. We also, over the last few years, have launched our own products. So we now have about 600 Thrive Market branded items, and those our members can save even more on. So, it starts with affordability. It starts with shipping anywhere in the country for free. And then what we've really started to invest in too, which we've actually learned a lot from you guys because you're awesome at it, is education. Right? One of the big barriers to getting healthy and to sticking with it is just finding those easy recipes learning about the ingredients, sort of taking down the intimidation factor of, what does the ketogenic diet mean? What is paleo really? And helping our members get access. And, it's been really incredible to see the platform grow. We're over 500,000 members today on the paying membership side. And then we actually donate a free membership to a low-income family for every paid member on the site. So that's just been incredible to see. The membership has become a real community. One of the coolest things over the last couple of years is that we created a donated checkout feature where paid members can actually fund with their savings shopping budgets for our Gives members. And we're actually approaching $2 million of total funds raised from our membership community in just 2.5 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So the Thrive Gives program, is that the membership thing or is that where you donate the membership to everybody you just talked about?
Yep.
That's
And
super
again,
cool.
our principle is just everyone should be able to live healthy. And, for most families, $60 a year is a totally worthwhile investment to get access to something like Thrive. But for those families who can't, we want to make sure they can get on too. So, it's anyone who's low income. We also do free memberships, though, for teachers, for veterans, for first responders, and for students. So, anyone out there who's in school, teaches at a school, is a veteran or a first responder, go on our Gives platform and you can apply for a free membership.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
I love that
nice.
so much. That's so great.
Yeah. And I like how you're providing access to people in like food deserts too. I mean, maybe you guys don't call it that, but that's sort of what it is these areas of the country that don't really have appropriate access to these types of foods.
That's right. I mean, you have food deserts, but then you also have health food deserts, right? So there's places where there might be food options, but as we know, processed food isn't real food. And so, I grew up in the Midwest, in Minnesota, and certainly saw firsthand what that was like and how hard it was for my family and for my mom especially, who was really trying to prioritize health. And one of the most rewarding things of our whole journey at Thrive has been seeing that the membership base is not just LA, San Francisco, New York. In fact, 50% of our members are Midwest and Southeast. It's not just affluent people in major cities that want to get healthy. It's a right that everybody should have. And, I think influencers and brands like you guys are out there, preaching this in a digital way that's reaching everyone no matter where they are. And we've been really fortunate to partner with some of the biggest influencers and have them talk authentically to their audiences all over the country about Thrive. And, that's been our main way actually of getting the word out.
Yeah, that's awesome. When, I'm just curious, when did sort of the healthy eating interest sort of take hold for you?
I wouldn't have said it was explicit when I was a kid, but I had one of those moms, which was, I think, even more unusual back then, who was obsessed with health and with feeding her family healthy at a time when, a lot of my friends growing up, it was like 2-liter bottles of soda in the fridge and drinking glasses of milk at every single meal. And then a lot of sugar just everywhere in the diet, from cereal when you started your day to whatever. And my mom was just really committed to low sugar, to natural foods, to real whole foods, to cooking, right? To having our family eat together. And the diet fads were kind of different at the time. She cycled through a lot of them. But it really inspired me as I got older to have a similar passion for being healthy. And it's also a really personal thing for me seeing, family members who struggled with some of the lifestyle diseases that result from not having a great diet. My mom is one of the few people in her family that isn't type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic. And so that's something in our family we've had a genetic predisposition to, and then just based on diet, a lot of our family has dealt with. So, had the passion from her, and then had the passion from seeing firsthand how impactful on the negative side it can be when this stuff isn't accessible. So, it's very personal for me. Same thing for my co-founders. I think each of them connect to it in a different way. And I tell the story a lot of when I met Gunnar, my co-founder, who had the idea for Thrive. It actually came from his experience growing up on a communal farm in Ojai, California. where they were doing group wholesale buying of organic food. And he actually pitched me initially as an investor. And by the end of that first meeting, I was pitching him on doing it together. I just hadn't seen anything that was not only a huge business opportunity, but more importantly, really bring something good into the world. So it's been a life dream. And as I said, it's been because of the support of our membership community, the support of content creators and influencers and brands. Everyone has just really rallied to this cause of making healthy living accessible.
I love that too. I grew up in a similar family. So my grandfather was one of the first functional medicine doctors, and yeah, so he was doing all sorts of crazy stuff when my mom was little with diet and things like that. So I definitely grew up, I can really resonate with the way you grew up, and also touching on how many people we see in our community who are struggling with health conditions or autoimmune diseases. And we've interacted with people who some days it's so hard for them even to just make it out of bed, let alone the house. And I feel like Thrive is really helping, with not just the cost, but that direct to consumer is so beneficial for the people who are trying to get healthy, who have serious health issues that they're working on, because they can eliminate that whole stress factor of having to get to a place like Whole Foods to buy the type of food or products that they need that are going to help facilitate that healing for them. So it's great. It's just such a great thing that you guys have put together. It's really inspiring, and we just think you guys are so awesome.
Thank you. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's about access, and cost is only one dimension of that. One of the things that we've really tried to do is use our capability with technology to also simplify the process. How do we make it as easy as possible? So, today 45% of our orders, almost half of our sales are actually done on our app, right? So it's people that are busy moms, for example, who are on the go and maybe don't have time to sit down for 40 minutes and do their grocery shopping at the computer. And they're just adding things to their list and then checking out when they're ready. We've really tried to simplify too in terms of curating the catalog. So, there's other e-commerce platforms, the Amazons of the world, where they want to be the everything store. That's not our goal, right? We think it's pretty intimidating if you search for almond butter on Amazon and there's 1,000 results.
Yeah.
We want to partner with the best brands, and for to have Primal Palate seasonings on there, that's a trusted brand. We don't need to have 40 other options. And we do the same thing in every one of our categories, where our category managers go up the supply chains, talk to founders, vet with the highest standards possible, so that when our members come on board, they don't have to wonder, can I trust this product? Is it really what it says it is? And to your point, I think just making it easy for people, it's that's half the battle.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's when we go to the grocery store, you have to do that self-vetting of reading the labels, figuring out is this one suitable for whatever parameters that we're trying to fulfill, with our diets, what does it contain and not contain. I actually like that sorting capability on Thrive too, where you can suit it to a wide variety of diets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's been one of the really amazing features that we've gotten feedback on. We did that from the very beginning because we knew it would be important for us if we were members. And if you're just starting the paleo diet, click paleo, everything filters down. Where we've seen the most excitement around that actually is families where you've got multiple diets in the same family. You might have someone that's going paleo. Maybe you have a child that has epilepsy and they're on a ketogenic diet, or someone that has a gluten sensitivity. And 3 clicks, and all of a sudden you're finding the products that can actually fit for everybody. And yeah, it's worked really well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you guys are now expanding beyond just the shelf-stable products, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. About half of what people buy at the grocery store is shelf-stable, so that's where we focused. That's the stuff that we can easily ship all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons we didn't expand earlier is that there wasn't a good way to ship, say, frozen product in a way that was environmentally sustainable. And that's another one of our big values. You know, we didn't want to be shipping you meat and seafood that is healthy, but in styrofoam that's, you know, horrible for the environment, or having to be shipped with a, you know, in an airplane that's got 10x the carbon footprint of being shipped by ground.
Yeah.
So, you know, we did a lot of innovation on that side. And last year we were finally able to develop an insulation that has a similar R factor to styrofoam. So it insulates cold almost as well, but it's actually made from recycled blue jeans. So it's all denim inside there. And that opened up this, you know, the whole category of frozen. So the first sort of subcategory that we did was meat and seafood. You know, we're a headquarters for a lot of people for their paleo diet. And as you guys know, all meat is not created equal. And
right.
Unfortunately, a lot of the, you know, the macro profile of factory farm meat, beef in particular, is pretty horrific. And so we actually built that supply chain from scratch, connecting directly with producers down in Patagonia, which is one of the few regions in the world where they can grass feed the animals 12 months out of the year. You know, a lot of grass fed in the U.S. is actually grass pellet fed. Just from a climactic standpoint, the animals are in a barn for a lot of the year. And so we were able to find farmers there that for generations have been doing grass-fed practices, and actually partner with a collective that is helping farmers who had turned over to factory farming convert back to the grass-fed practices that have been used down there historically. So it's been super cool. You know, we have a pork program that's actually a 4th-generation family farm in Georgia that does regenerative. So they actually have a 12-species rotational grazing program. And, you know, telling those stories to our members, partnering with those producers directly so they can actually get paid fairly for what they're doing, and then bringing a really, really high quality of ethically sourced protein that is not only, you know, good for the environment, but also ethical with respect to the animals, has been, you know, just been super, super rewarding. So that was a big one last year. We also did wine, which a lot of our members are really excited about. You know, yeah.
There's a Chardonnay you guys have.
Yeah, like if you're on
good.
a paleo diet or even keto, you can, with good clean wine, you can maintain the diet. The challenge is, as you guys probably well know, you know, conventional wine, there's 80+ additives that can be used in it, and everything from fermentation agents to coloring agents to flavor additives to just straight sugar. And so we partnered with a master sommelier who curates wine lists for some of the best restaurants in New York, and told them, hey, we want to get wines that are organic or biodynamic that you would put on your wine list at a Michelin-rated restaurant, and that we can sell and Thrive to our members for under $20 a bottle. You know, it seems like an impossible task. He tried over 200 bottles for every one that he picked, and we now got, I would argue, the best clean wine program in the country.
I've had some of it. It's so good. I'll put a link to my favorite bottle that you guys carry in our stories today. I'm like such a huge fan. It's like a Chardonnay that I love so much. Haley doesn't drink, but I taste test it all.
So I'll tell you, for me personally, I barely drank prior to our wine program because even, you know, a glass or two of wine the next day, half the time I have a headache. And what I, you know, thought at the time was, oh, this is the alcohol. What I realized now in retrospect is it was actually all the other crap that's in a lot of wines, because I don't get any of that with the clean wine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's super cool.
That's so great.
What other challenges? I mean, the shipping one, so cool. When we got our frozen meat order from you guys, I was so pleased to see the way that you guys packaged that and the innovations you've developed there. What other sort of challenges do you kind of see fulfilling this mission of making, you know, it easy and affordable for everyone to eat this way? Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of those trade-off conversations that are always test our values, whether it's you know, how do we give people great pricing on products, but also ensure that we're maintaining our quality standards. And that was actually the genesis of our private label program of the Thrive Market Goods products, where we couldn't find a brand that hit our quality standards and that we could still deliver at the right pricing. And so those challenges we tried to solve by just innovating and being creative. A big one for us historically, which is the frozen example is a case in point, has just been balancing environmental considerations. And, you know, obviously our members want to get their Thrive Market orders as fast as possible. We want to get them as fast as possible. You know, you guys have probably heard the news. Amazon a few months ago announced that they were buying a fleet of 70 jets, right, which are now going to enable one-day shipping. Well, when you ship something on an airplane, it's got an order of magnitude more carbon impact than if you're shipping it ground. When you additionally have plastic and things in the box, and only 1 to 2 items per box, you know, it just magnifies things further. We really made a commitment to saying, you know, even though it might be more convenient to let people ship one item, and even if it might really, you know, get their products faster if it was shipped, you know, over air, we're just not going to do that. Like, we're going to do it consistent with our values of environmental sustainability, and then the carbon impact that we do have, we actually neutralize fully. So we partner and get carbon offsets to neutralize the footprint, and it's been really interesting because you know, 3 or 4 years ago, even a lot of our members weren't actually as attuned to the environmental issues. Some obviously were, but it wasn't as big of a thing. It's been super heartening over the last couple of years to see that is now becoming something that people care about, no matter where they are, no matter, you know, what their background is, what their political leanings are. People want to be responsible from a sustainability standpoint. So, you know, there's a bunch of stuff that we've done from the very beginning that, you know, they were hard decisions to make because we weren't necessarily being rewarded by our members. Now it's a no-brainer. You know, one of the things we did about a year and a half ago was begin going zero waste in our fulfillment centers. And our goal there was actually to show that it could be a good thing for our business as well. So we did over 20 capital improvement projects, including getting a huge cardboard baler that cost about $250,000 in order to basically reduce the energy utilization, make sure we weren't having waste going out of the system, do a bunch of innovative things, and then we tracked the ROI on those and actually showed that we could get an 18-month payback period. So it was actually financially a good thing to do to make that facility zero waste. And, you know, if we had done that 5 years ago, I think we probably wouldn't have even talked about it. But doing it over the last couple of years, we've messaged it to our members, and it's one of the things that people get most excited about. So, you know, there's definitely challenges and trade-offs of making sure we're doing the right thing while also trying to deliver value. But for the most part, we're finding that people, you know, consumers are more conscious, and they do want you to do the right thing now in a way that's really exciting.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's so, I feel like it's so rare that you find a company that is trying to help make people's lives healthier and also the planet's at the same time. And it's really inspiring what you guys are doing. You guys really have such a strong focus on integrity, and that is like, it's amazing. Yeah.
Seems like a lot of companies are in it to just like make the quick buck, and that's like the order of the day, and it's
but you guys
clearly
really,
not what you guys are doing.
No, you really look at the whole picture, and you really focus on how what you're doing as a company is impacting, you know, our planet, and that's amazing.
Well, and part of what we want to show is that, you know, even for those businesses that are just thinking about their bottom line, that it can actually be right for them too. Right? Like, if we can show that you can get a recycled denim insulation for the same price as styrofoam, like, heck, there will be others that will do that too, right? Even if they wouldn't have done it before it. If we can show that you can go zero waste in your fulfillment center, and it can actually be positive return on investment, you know, hopefully other platforms that aren't just doing it for the mission would still do it. So we want to, and I think the really cool thing too is, like, consumers are going to start to demand it, right? And that's, you know, we're doing it because it's just like, it's in us. We know it's the right thing to do. But hopefully, you know, the kind of companies out there, and I won't name names, but like the ones that are just about the bottom line, like, they'll start having to do it too, because consumers are going to say, hey, it's just not acceptable to send me a product that's one item in a big box, you know, shipped one day by throwing the thing on an airplane.
Right.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's the tipping point that our culture needs to move the needle back towards respecting the planet, you know, not only just our bodies, but like where we live too.
That's right.
Yeah. So without revealing anything that's confidential, what can you tell us about the future of Thrive?
Oh gosh. We are always working on new stuff. I mean, we're obsessed with our membership community. Like, we are just inspired every day by the way that our members come through, whether it's, donated checkout, where we get 4 times the rate of donated checkout from a typical e-commerce platform. Whether it's, the inquiring about our sustainability initiatives, holding us accountable. We're 90% virgin plastic free in our box, and we still have members complaining to us that we're not 100%. Like, I love that. So we're obsessed with just our members and want our members to continue to give us feedback and tell us how to get better. And that's basically what drives our roadmap. So, we've got over 100 private label products, Thrive Market Goods products that'll launch over the next year, just continuing to innovate there. We're really thinking about, as you guys mentioned earlier, new categories, and starting to think even about categories outside of food. So our fastest growing category right now actually is beauty. People are really starting to think about not just what they put in their body, but what do they put on their body. And so we're leaning in and bringing in some amazing brands every single month on the beauty side, and raising the quality standards there, and then also really educating our membership base about it. We've got a really cool innovation that's going to be happening on the supplements side, which I can't say too much about right now, but by the end of this year, you'll be seeing something really, really awesome on that side. We are doing more in frozen. So again, I won't say too much, but there's going to be something beyond meat and seafood in the frozen meals, frozen smoothies area that we're really pumped about. And there will be stuff that's, like great energy kind of stuff for athletes, but also really strong paleo, Whole30 aligned, keto options as well. So, yeah, I could talk for an hour just about the gazillion things we're trying to do. Our biggest challenge as a business, which starts with me, is just staying focused, right? It's like, how do we sequence all those things? Because our members are telling us every day, how about this? Do this. Why don't you guys try that? And there's so many good ideas. And if you're a member watching this and you have any ideas, let us know. We want to hear them, and that truly is what drives our roadmap.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of comments and suggestions fly through, so we'll check out what people have said after the process. Then. But yeah, no shortage of ideas, that's for sure. So, well, hey, we're so happy you took some time to chat with us today. We just love what you guys are doing. It's very clearly something you guys are passionate about.
Yeah, and we love being part of the Thrive community. It's awesome.
Well,
yeah. It was.
We're inspired by what you do. We were having a meeting the other day on how do we incorporate recipes more. We were looking at the Primal Palate site.
Nice.
It's so mission aligned, and what you guys are doing, and the quality of your products. It's really great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a huge honor when you guys brought us on, because you're so focused on the quality and the curation. It was like, we did it. Yeah. Well, thanks for being with us today. Really looking forward to all the great stuff that you guys are doing. We'll get you off of here and we'll wrap up with a few things, but thank you so much, Nick.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Okay. That was awesome.
Are you guys inspired? I'm so much more inspired just hearing him talk.
I know. I want to relook at our packaging after that.
Seriously.
Those guys are great.
Yeah.
If you guys have any more questions, we'll chat for a few more minutes so you can get in those last minute questions or ideas or comments, tags, anything you want to say in this feed here, as long as it's nice. We'll be open to those and try and make them available after the fact. But just so nice talking to Nick today.
I know, he's so awesome.
He's so great.
They're such a great company. I feel like a broken record just saying they're such a great company, but they really are.
Yeah. So your comments in this feed will be entries for this giveaway. I kind of stopped in the middle of explaining what we were doing, but we're giving away 2 blends bundles from us. So some of our fantastic spice blends, 2 people will win those. One person is going to win a 3-year membership to Thrive Market, along with a $50 gift card. So that's an over $200 value. Unfortunately, because of shipping restrictions, this is only open to people in the US. We wish we could do it more broadly than that, but it's just sort of the nature of things right now. If you haven't checked out Thrive Market yet, you can click the link in our Instagram profile. It will take you directly to Thrive Market where you can sign up and you'll save 25% off your first order. So it's savings on top of savings. It will be a big win. And then of course, your membership will also contribute to the Thrive Gives program where somebody who's low income will also receive a membership to Thrive Market. So stay tuned. 24 hours from now, we're gonna pull the winners for that giveaway, and we're so glad that Nick was able to join us today. And thank you all for watching. If you have any further comments, I'll put up a few panes in our Instagram story if you have further questions about what you saw today. But
Thanks for joining in, you guys.
yes, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.